Celebrating women's history means recognizing trans women of color are on an extinction list. Black, transgender, and gender non-conforming people face some of the highest levels of discrimination of all transgender people. A new analysis released named Injustice at Every Turn, a look at Black respondents in the National Transgender Discrimination Survey, proves it. With only a limited number of providers who can competently and respectfully help them navigate these life-changing services, trans people of color are often left to fend for themselves. The Human Rights Campaign has recorded nearly 300 cases of fatal violence against trans people since 2013. And in the US, 84% of whom people were people of color. In 2021 alone, 57 trans people were killed, and over half were Black trans women. And we know because that is happening in our community. Also, Black trans women continue to have the highest risk for violence due to how their experiences of anti-Black racism, cissexism, and sexism intersect. This year, the majority of the over 300 anti-LGBTQ plus bills introduced in states are aimed at the trans community. The battle lines appear to be getting worse for our trans sisters. And isn't it so? You know, we have a fund at Aqua called the Trans Emergency Fund. And in the last 2 years, everyone that's applied, we give like a $200 grant, you know, if they need a little help with rent or whatever. We've never denied anyone, you know, they fill out an application, but every single one has been a Black trans woman, you know, needing our help.
Yeah. Wow. And the need is out there. And Adriana, I have to ask you, okay? So almost on a daily basis, we hear a story about one of our siblings being killed, mainly Black and brown. Okay, women of the trans experience. Are we freaking delusional? Like, are people just delusional about what's going on to our sisters?
I think a lot of them are. I think for a long time, I was delusional myself because I navigated community as a cisgendered Black woman. At least that's how I felt I navigate. And I really haven't had too many problems. But just recently, one of my sisters, I would say her daughters, which was a good friend of mine for many years, recently was killed. And so it was just put right there in front of my face, like, this really could be me.
Wow.
You know, the average lifespan of a Black trans woman is 35 years old.
Wow.
And so that's really something to think about, 35 years old.
Yeah, yeah, that's tough.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
you know, and
before your life even gets started, right? 35.
And, you know, I mean, and I have very close, you know, I can't even begin to think about the pain that someone would go through losing someone so close to them, you know? And if it happened every once in a while, okay, but this is freaking happening every other day. Yeah. And like Karen said, it's happening right here in South Florida. Yeah. Josie, what does this make you feel? Like your nose is getting red and you're getting all kinds of feelings. I see it.
Leaning forward.
Yeah, because you know me, right? I'm feeling you. That's what it is, and I'm feeling you. And I have so many trans friends, and I see the full-on attack of your community, and it's our community. And I feel helpless. Mm. And that helplessness, I know, is being echoed through your community. And it's starting to feel like an endless battle. Mm. I don't know what the answer is, how we protect each other, how we keep each other safe during this time. And it seems to only be getting worse. But what I do know is this: we have to stay committed to protecting, to bringing trans issues to light, to bringing awareness, education to the community. And we must, and we know, like every war we're a part of, there's going to be cannon fodder. And so to all of those sisters and brothers who will lose along the way, we can never let their spirit, their life mean nothing to our community.
Thank you so
I am
much.
so happy to report that Aqua is bringing back TransCon this year. Mm. It's been 4 years, pandemic and all of that, and we have a grant from the YWCA of South Florida and the Children's Trust in Miami, and we will be bringing TransCon back probably in September, and we're very excited about it for all of those reasons that Josie so eloquently said. And so I hope to see all of you there.
Thank you for bringing it back. There's so many people that love TransCon and didn't have it for 4 years. Adriana, what do you feel? What do you feel? I feel you like vibrating from the other
There's just
side.
so much I want to say, and I'm just like, okay, let me hold this back. But I'm so glad to hear about these resources that you said that are over at Aqua that you said that you've been giving. And when I think back on your words, when you said helpless, I don't feel helpless because I believe that where there's a will, there's a way. When there's organizations like Trans Inclusive Group, who we have an emergency crisis fund, and we daily, I'm the program coordinator, so I mean every day there's somebody that's reaching out that needs housing, that needs employment, that needs just the small things like hygiene products that we need. So I'm so glad to see that and to hear about your crisis fund. It's my first time even hearing about it. I'll make sure I'll be sending people over there.
I see.
I'll give you my number.
I see Aqua Foundation and Trans Inclusive doing something in the future, and that at the end of the day should be the main reason why we're all sitting here. Okay, the L and the T, there should be no freaking separation.
That's right.
Okay, and until both those letters get together, we are effed.
Yeah. Yeah.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.